Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Real Hazardous. So you can see it's kind of a cloudy, rainy day, windy, can't go fishing. So we're gonna do a little work on the boat. We're working on upgrading our 21/7 Blazer Bay, making a lot of improvements here and there. Come a long ways, got a lot of cool stuff going on. New motor, latches, all sorts of stuff, cleats, making it a better fishing and shrimping vessel. Today we're going to install some rod holders. These are pretty cool rod holders. They're boltless rod holders from Gemlux. So we'll show you how they work. I think it's going to go really well because we have an installation fixture for drilling our holes, getting everything aligned, putting them in place. So I'm hoping it'll be a real easy video, easy installation. Boat work always seems to have issues come up, never seems to go as easy as planned, but let's see what happens today. So our first step is figuring out where we want it to go. Got a live well right here, got this hatch here, it's a good access point. The live well comes out about 2 inches from here, like that. So obviously you don't want to start drilling here and drilling into your live well. That would be an issue. So thinking what, maybe in line with this, in line with this.
Yeah. I can get the straight edge if you want to draw all the way.
Yeah, that'd be good. Pretty neat little fixture that Gemlux sells. This is specifically for a 15-degree rod holder, which is what we're putting in. We chose 15-degree. We wanted something with a slight angle. So like when I'm fishing a lot of times out in the back of the boat, I can put a rod here. It kind of gives a slight angle. I don't think I need 30. I did do 30 on my side ones for getting it out more. Special purpose for those and have a specific purpose for these. So this 15-degree will be good. We don't really have a lot of rod holders back here. Didn't have any, and we're starting to put 2 in on the sides. We're gonna put some here, and then we may put some more. Trying to get it just a little more fishable. This is cool. What we're gonna do is it comes with these screws, comes with the drill bit, comes with this rod. I'll show you how to use all these, but basically, when we find where we want a rod holder, I'm gonna tap 4 screws in here, just drill these in here. It's gonna hold this in place. Then I can drill my pilot hole here. This is a bushing. It's gonna give me the perfect angle, 15-degree angle. And as you can see on these rod holders, there's no bolts, but it does have this notch. And this keeps it from rotating. You don't wanna have something in here and, you know, something pulls at an angle and it just rotates in the hole. So this is gonna prevent that. So we're actually gonna drill a hole here. Okay, that pops out. Pop it out 1 notch, drill another hole, pop it in, and that'll give us our notch, our pilot hole. We'll then come back with a hole saw and drill the final hole. Sometimes on boats, what I found is you think you're lined up, aren't. Like on a T-top we were working on once. We thought the T-top was put on straight. It was a fiberglass hardtop, and it turns out it wasn't. And actually, kind of difficult on this type of paint job. That's okay.
So that's a real line. Should have got a red one.
Yeah, I can see it. It's just a slight. This will kind of help me confirm that it's straight this way. Looks like this piece was put in fairly straight. So make sure I got plenty of space. That is a good point to remember. Make sure you put this on the right way.
Laid in your rods are gonna look pretty funky facing back to the console.
Granted, it can be fixed. You would just flip it around and redo your notch.
You have to redo the angle too.
Yeah, but it would probably all be covered. So this is cool. As you can see, we've got the markings because you don't want to be off slightly. And because I've got my lines, I can put basically the crosshairs right in this hole. This is the center hole, and then I can twist this until this notch and this notch are all facing the right lines. So that ensures that I am straight, which is good. So these are gonna go in here. And we're screw them down. And you notice you've got 5. That is not an extra, that has a purpose. That's gonna go in here because you don't want this thing loose when you're drilling. And here's a very important thing to remember. You wanna start with this out. You wanna start with it out, drill it, and then drill in. Probably not as big of a deal on the 15 degree, but the point is, on the 30, if you were to start in and drill, and then you walk this out, well, you no longer have a hole to put this in here because you just drilled through it. So better to start here, drill this down, put your pilot hole in, take this out, push this in, put this back in, drill again. So remember, start with this out. So to get that notch, you gotta hit it over here. You need to drill this in so that'll hold this bushing in place. Otherwise your drill will want to jump into the old hole instead of cut the notch. Okay, so it comes with this rod that you hook in this assembly with your hole saw. And this is gonna ensure that you keep that 15 degree or whichever angle you're cutting. It's gonna ensure that you hold that angle.
Ready?
Yeah. You have to put either silicone bedding or the gasket that comes with it. You don't want stainless steel directly on your fiberglass because it's going to make a rust stain. And now all we got to do is put this on the bottom and it's going to screw up on these threads. And we're gonna have a rod holder ready to go. You can see silicone is squeezing out, which is good. Now hard part of getting into a tight space and tightening it down. Never seems to be enough space, but that's okay.
Very tight.
That feels pretty solid.
Looks good.
Alright guys, so remember, alcohol, isopropyl alcohol is going to clean this right off, so don't be concerned about making a mess. Usually do, it'll clean right up with like isopropyl alcohol. And that's what a 15-degree rod holder looks like.
Great prop brush.
Yeah, I like the angle, not sticking way out, but not straight up, so it is enough. I feel like every good boat project, there's always something that comes up, and we found something in this case. Boats aren't always perfectly symmetrical, not everything's always lined up, even coming from the manufacturer. In this case, on the starboard side, we put the rod holder in, went in no problem. On the port side though, we drilled the hole and everything with the drill fixture and all that worked great, but it turns out there's like this little, it's not totally flat. So it's flat and then it does this little curve, and it just so happens for whatever reason, even though on the top I lined it up the same, on the bottom I'm slightly off. Well, I say slightly off, it's slightly, that hole is like right where it angles up in the fiberglass, and that made it so when I was trying to tighten down that nut with the spacer, it was kind of like tilting it funny. So not a big deal, we can fix that with silicone. Silicone is really great because you can kind of fill it in, use it as kind of like just like a filler material. You know, once it hardens, I mean, it's still not like hard, but it's solid enough to where you can use that to fill in gaps for like latches, or to create a little spacer so that when it tightens uniformly, and you know, doesn't try to like tilt it to one side. As you can see, it's right where that kind of curve is. I didn't catch that beforehand, otherwise I would have just moved my hole over to where I didn't have to, you know, deal with that. But it wasn't too much of a problem to fill that in with silicone. And then I left it loose, left the nut loose, filled it in with silicone, gave it time to, you know, cure. And now that it's cured, I was able to tighten it down and have a solid fitting rod holder. Feels pretty solid. It's gonna work great. I know it's messy looking, but we can come back through with a razor and just kind of, you know, clean it off, give it a nice round look. I'm not concerned about looks too much because no one's going to be sticking their head up in there and looking around, so it's not a major thing, but we can clean it up with just a little knife. But overall, that's all there is to it. That fixture is really awesome because it gives you the perfect angle. I've done it before without that fixture, and you go back in there with a saw and you're trying to like clean it up, and it's a kind of ugly looking hole. It's kind of a pain, but man, with that fixture I got the perfect angle, everything dropped right in, so it works really well. It's going to be great for all sorts of rod holders, so it's definitely a nice tool to have if you're going to be doing some do-it-yourself installing. That's definitely a good way to go. If you guys have any questions about it, or the Blazer Bay that we are kind of customizing and getting up into fishing condition, then just leave a comment below and I'll try to help you out as best I can. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.